So in jiu-jitsu, we have something really annoying called a guard puller. Do you know what that is?
No.
All right, so a guard puller is someone who, let's say we touch and go. As soon as the match starts, they make contact and they sit on their butt and pull guard. Now, this is really annoying because if you don't know how to pass guard, you're gonna have a really hard time because usually someone who pulls guard is a very active guard player, meaning that they're gonna be very active when you try to pass. They're not gonna let you, or they're gonna have their feet just all over trying to make some type of an attachment. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You also have someone who's very lazy when it comes to playing their guard, meaning they'll be on their back and they'll just be using their legs. Now, those are normally the two type of guard players you'll have. When you have someone who's in an active guard, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you keep your feet away from them because they're going to be trying to get some type of leg entanglement. Now, what I want to do is I want to grab their feet or their ankles. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift them up until I get them into this pivot point right here. Now, what that's going to do is going to make it really easy for me to simply just pivot them and step into the opposite direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When I have someone in an active guard, is I want to grab their ankles and I want to push them back until I get them to this pivot point. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the direction to step in and I'm going to toss their legs in the opposite direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so right now you're in the active guard. I don't want you to let me pass. Understand?
Gotcha.
All right. Good job. So now you got the basic premise.
Yeah.
Don't let me pass. Understand?
All right.
Let's try it again. Don't let me pass. Understand?
Yeah.
What happened?
Passed.
All right. Don't let me pass.
Yeah.
What happened? So let's say you have a guard player who's more on their back and they're using their legs more. Now this type of guard player is going to try and put their feet on your hips. So what I want you to do is keep your hips away from them, stay low. You're going to take your hands and you're going to put it on their shins and you're going to drive their shins into their chest. Now what their initial reaction is going to normally be is to extend their legs. Now when they do that, they're going to sit up a bit. And as they do that, they're going to be on that pivot point. And now what I want you to do is the same thing you did at first, is when they get to that pivot point, you're going to redirect them and step the opposite direction. You're going to keep your hips away. You're going to take your hands. You're going to put it on your opponent's shin. Then you're going to drive their shins into their chest. Then you're going to wait until you feel them explode. And once they get to that pivot point, you're going to redirect them as you step to the opposite side. What I want to do is I want to take my hands and I want to put them against the shins as I keep my hips away. Now, what would your normal reaction be?
To be a push.
And exactly. So don't let me do that. All right?
Yeah.
And go. All right.